What's this guy doing? Hey, what are you doing?
No problems there today. We got a lot of sunshine. Down to this house. Loose ball, Reggie Carter, they're breathing, following around, getting to his stomach. Nothing much happened. When they finally did get around to playing, it was a mid round time. Can't be wrong with me. Never included the top of the team. Right there. Two of those 24 points. 18, Washington. Couldn't do much, right? That right there is Rudy Tomjanovich. Last night in Houston, had his number retired. First Lions team. Fourth, only saved out by Chicago. Another team 32 points. Only up by 10 on the Suns. Washington led by Robert Rivers.
Where worthless and dangerous to make your new study. We'll have details and an interview with the study's chief investigator. Inflate a pair of pants and possibly save a life. We'll show you a technique developed by the military known as MAST and how it's being used by emergency technicians. A few years ago, a heart transplant was considered a medical miracle. Now doctors are performing heart lung transplants. You'll meet a pioneer in this exciting new field of medicine.
In baseball yesterday, the Baltimore Orioles shipping out third baseman Greg Sensei to the California Angels for outfielder Dan Flores, the Florida throwing in relief pitcher Joe Schneider to Swede number 5. Sensei was the main spokesman during the strike last summer, but the Orioles front office maintained Joe Musso, while with the Chicago Bears led the team to a record 104 wins, just 26 losses and 6 ties. Doug Atkins, who got his league titles also with Chicago, is another inductee, and so is TV's Father Murphy, Los Angeles Rams defensive tackle. Roland Wilson. That will do it for us right now. We're going to have more fun with this.
Thank you very much, Dan. Our top story of the hour, General James Dozier, his press release, news conference just held shortly after 10 o'clock today. The General did not take specific questions about his ordeal. He said he would do that at a later date, but there was an emotional moment. A small sacrifice for freedom. He also during that conversation his wife a long-awaited Christmas present, and it was also learned that he will have to undergo several more days of debriefing, and it's not exactly known that he will be coming back to the United States.
All right. Let's take a quick look ahead here. What we'll be covering for you on the news channel today. In a few minutes, the United Nations General Assembly is going to hold an emergency session based on Israel's annexation of the Golan. First day of freedom, his first meeting with the news people. Patrick Emery.
I'm Beverly Williams, Dave Walker, Lois Hart are coming up. Stay with us, and thank you for joining us.
Did we get out too early here or something?
Really?
Close enough. I'll wait. Are we going for real now? The treatment of Laetrile is declared worthless and dangerous in a major new study. Details and an interview with the study's chief investigator. Inflate a pair of pants and possibly save a life. We'll show you a technique developed by the military known as MAST and how it's being used by emergency technicians. A few years ago, a heart transplant was considered a medical miracle. This has box right on. People and certainly be proud. You guys have been recording all the demonstrations.
Danielle, they don't have that tape. He's got it sitting right in front of him. What is it? Okay, he says he has it.
Favorable to me. So I hope you report.
During her news conference, Liz highlighted that personal moment between the General and his wife. In front of live cameras, the General took time to present Mrs. Dozier with a belated Christmas present. It was a gold chain bearing the Lion of St. Mark.
My Christmas present, which I plan to give her during our Christmas leave. So I'm going to give that to her right now. But
member of the NATO 7th Command. Two of the 5 suspects arrested in the raid yesterday reportedly were well known to Italian police and were the apparent ringleaders of the kidnapping plot. Published reports in Italy today say Antonio Savasta and Emilia Nibal were known to police as a sort of Bonnie and Clyde of the terrorist underworld.
The Russian President President Obama was quoted today as saying that the Soviet Union eventually had a bigger role to play in the peace process. The newspaper report says in part that these will come when relations between Cairo and Moscow will return.
Earlier, you might have heard Nick Gregory say, putting it right on the line is going to be a wretched weekend. Nick?
Thank you, Lois. We are talking about a wretched weekend, especially if you live in the midsection of the nation and in parts of the east where it's going to get on the bad side tomorrow, and also in parts of the Pacific Northwest where more rain is on tap once again today. It's already beginning to rain, though, in Texas. Here's the color radar. We're looking at it out of the radar in Longview, Texas, and you can see the radar system showing bands of light showers now moving in through parts of Arkansas and the northwestern tip of Louisiana. Some of these have some embedded thunderstorm cells, and we could see a few more developed by later this afternoon. The reason being, look at the satellite photograph, and you see a storm that's getting together out in the southwestern part of the nation. That storm system is now spreading out.
Here we come. When the heart lung transplants will become as routine as regular heart lung transplants. And while you struggle with that quiz, here's a special report to help you out. The heart lung transplant.
With General Motors won't necessarily stop the union from similar negotiations to Ford, talks are set to resume with that automaker on Monday.
A bipartisan group of senators is opposing a Reagan bill which authorizes the IRS to deny tax exemptions to private schools that discriminate. Lawmakers say there's no need for such legislation because under current federal law, the IRS already has the power. But President Reagan claims the agency has been acting without authority to revoke the tax benefits to 11 or rather 111 schools which practice racial discrimination.
The president is trying to downplay.
That's not violence, Coming up next, mudslide watchers complain about the disaster.
And scientists say they have discovered undersea oil factories in jail.
That's terrible. Oh, that's second.
Always look like